Tag Show.
The Mixed Tag Show.
With Jenna and Blue.
Damn.
Now, here's your host, Jenna and Blue Magic.
So what?
Jenna and Blue. I was trying to do the intro again for us because we are in technical difficulties.
Yeah, but you don't know the words.
I did. I just said it.
Did you really?
What's up, everybody? You are listening and watching the Mixed Tag Show with
Jenna
and
Blue.
oh no. What's up, man?
What's
up?
going on?
How is you?
I'm fine. And yourself?
I think I'm getting sick. You got me sick.
Why you had to put it on me?
Because we just had this conversation, so I wanted to put it on air.
And I said, if it's not a head cold, you can't put it on me.
You didn't have a head cold last
I do have a head cold.
Okay, so now it's lingering into a head cold, but you had a cold. You're like, oh, I got sick when we were in Chicago, me and G. Like,
First of all, that's a bad impersonation
that's
of
how
me.
you sound.
No, it doesn't. It sounds
We'll
nothing
put a
like
poll
me.
up. That's you like putting polls up. We'll put a poll up, and yes, if that's how Blue Magic sounds, or
No, it's
no.
not.
Oh,
Okay?
Because I got sick and it was in the 13 hours.
Anywho.
How was your week?
Well, it was all right.
Okay.
Yourself?
I'm annoyed.
That's what I said. It was all right. Yeah.
No, I'm just annoyed. No. I'm annoyed. Dunkin' Donuts
Oh.
or
that
Baskin
annoyed.
Robbins. Yeah, that annoyed. Bring back caramel cream puff ice cream. Anyone who knows me knows I've been on a search for this damn ice cream.
Yeah.
My mom surprised me.
I saw that.
Yeah, she surprised me with the ice cream. I'm like, oh, they still have it? I'm going to go after work tomorrow and buy, like, the rest of their stock. Like, dead ass, son.
Where did she find it from?
So near the train station near us,
Mm-hmm.
there's a Dunkin' Donuts / Baskin Robbins, and it was right there.
You never thought to try that one.
Well, no, yeah. I was going to go and try. I thought they got rid of it because it was a flavor of the month. So I didn't think, I thought that all of them got rid of it. She's like, oh, I got a surprise for you. And I'm like, what? She's like, I found your ice cream. And I'm like, what? You know. So I didn't have the whole thing because I felt like I need to savor it. So I'm like, yo, I'm going to go the next day and
Buy some more.
And it was gone. They replaced it with, like, chocolate chip.
You're upset. You're really upset. Why did you say they didn't like pumpkin flavored stuff?
Did I say pumpkin?
What did you say?
Caramel cream puff.
Oh, you said pumpkin.
Like, you see me every week, I get iced caramel macchiatos.
We both do.
Okay, so why would I say pumpkin?
I don't know. I'm asking you a question.
Anyway, shout out to the WWE shop for lacing you with this Rusev Day hoodie, right?
Yeah.
They have a match at Hell in a Cell for the tag team championship that will...
Spoiler.
Is it a spoiler?
No.
Okay, so shout out to them. Got this nice little NWO shirt. Too sweet me. So yes, I think they're having the whole 40% off shirts and 20% off tag.
They don't pay us.
Are we not sponsored by them?
Oh, you talking about them? Oh, you talking about this WWE shop? I thought you said chocolate.
Wow, sorry WWE shop.
I thought you said WWE. I thought you said
No,
chocolate.
but however, you can find this jacket on the WWE shop, and you can find all this merchandise on the WWE shop. If you listen to our,
I'm making sure.
If you listen or follow us or watch us on YouTube, you can find the link on our description box. Go to our social media at the Mixed Tag Show or at
Blue Magic Grind, spelled how it sound.
Or at Miss Jenna Baby, BAYBEE, and our link is provided in that link tree thing. It says WWE shop. So
yeah,
right?
Yeah, I'm petty. I don't like the free promotions.
Relax.
I'm making sure.
Tone it down because
I'm making sure.
You know
how I feel.
It's fine. We're not throwing shots at anybody. Don't be a heel.
I'm already a heel.
It's fly, needless to say. Anyway, but yeah. Speaking of the shop and giveaways, we still have the Usos and Naomi giveaway. We're giving away. What are we giving away?
We're giving away a flannel shirt
Yes.
and an extra large.
Yes.
We're getting signed, autographed, photographs from Jimmy and Naomi.
Yes.
And
a Usos jersey and Naomi shirt, any size. So followers. Just we're almost to 800, right?
Yeah, we're almost there, by like 5 away.
Right. So shout out to you guys. Thank you for following us and liking our little page that we have going on here. So we want to thank you guys and, give away some merch. So look out for that. Make sure you follow the rules.
The rules.
And we'll pick sometime this month because we still are currently in September.
Yeah.
In September. So,
speaking of contests, we do have a winner.
For what?
For the pro wrestling tees.
Oh.
T-shirt?
Yes, we said we were giving away a pro wrestling T-shirt just because All In was such a big event.
It was All In.
It was the person that
got it.
That got it was
Closest.
All In. And shout out to you guys, a lot of you guys that didn't get the actual rules right. Like our DMs were flooded with just times and not necessarily you going into YouTube and putting the time. We wanted the clout on YouTube. But, whatever.
Thank you for
Thank
trying.
you anyway for listening.
Thank you. So the winner is JR Ortiz, 20.
I'm assuming that's Junior, son.
But it says JR on the thing.
I know, but Junior.
I wanted to shout out his Instagram.
Okay, I got you.
JR Ortiz, 20.
All right. Well, shout out to you, buddy. We'll hit you up and find out what shirt you actually want, and we'll ship it out to you. So thank you for participating and getting the time right. The time was actually
4.
So the debate we're trying to figure out was either 40:03 or 40:04. So he got one of them right, basically. So.
Yeah, it was 40:03. He said 40:04.
It could have been 40:04 because that's the first thing I said to you.
Yeah, but okay.
All right, but anyway.
Pro Wrestling Tees, holla at us. Try and get some coins.
Bing. Anyway, but yeah, let's get into our fantasy update.
Yeah, so it's been a very interesting week.
Has it?
Yeah, because had people coming out, whatever.
Yes.
Random stuff been happening on Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah.
We'll discuss that in a second.
Yes.
This week, the leader is Phil, who represents Undisputed Nation of Domination, with 147 points. Applause for that.
Followed by TKO, a.k.a. TK Crew, had a total of 139 points.
Yep. And Joey from Petty Club Worldwide.
Bullet Club.
Yes, had a total of 136 points, followed by Astro and the Night Riders with
99 points.
Rob, New Generation X,
has 91 points. And Kev from Rich Fam has
88 points. And Leah
from Evolution,
last place, ma'am, 78 points.
She's catching up, though.
She is. On that note, still in the lead is Astro with 803 points, followed by Joey, 687 points, TKO, 617 points. Who else?
Undisputed.
Phil, 450. Then we have Rob at 444. Rich Fam Kev, 196 points. And then Leah, rounding out with 128 points.
I think Rich Fam's going to do a lot of catch-up on the showdown.
Probably. I mean, at this point, especially if Triple H and Cena win. So congratulations, Phil, on winning this week. And shout out to Astro for still being in the lead. We'll see what happens next week.
Be careful because Petty Club Worldwide is closing in on you.
I'm rooting for him, kind of.
He's in the stable of the Bullet Club, so
Exactly.
you gotta root for him.
I know you do.
Yeah.
You want to get into my show?
Yeah, get into your show.
We're gonna get into it, right?
Well,
like really get.
Yeah,
well, not get into it.
No, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, go ahead.
You know what I mean? I just hit my mouth. It's just okay.
All
right. So I'm gonna start off a little bit differently. The people rated Raw as
a C+.
A C+, and I was very, very, very surprised by that.
I was as
Was
well.
that?
That's where I put it right there.
Okay. Okay, good job.
I was as well.
Yes.
I tuned it out, to be honest with you, after a while. I tuned in a couple of times. Not tuned out, like change the channel, but like I'm doing something else real quick. It's in the background.
Yeah.
Nothing stands out to me. The only thing that really stood out to me was seeing Leo Rush with Bobby Lashley in a 30 seconds.
I know that had your feathers flustered.
I'm like, what the heck is this?
So I rated Raw a nice old F. You? If I could give it an F minus, damn it, I would. What about you?
I didn't even rate it. To be honest with you.
Well, what do you, if you
that would have
right
been an F.
Would've been
Matter
an
of
F?
fact, no. It'd have been what is that when they a UN US unsatisfactory.
Okay, like this is like in school.
Yeah, unsatisfactory.
So, since we've done this show, right? I've always, every so often, I tell you, back when I was growing up, back when we were growing up, you used to be hyped for pay-per-views. I just remember, okay, I knew I couldn't order this pay-per-view, right? So, when they showed Sunday Night Heat on MTV, and they kind of like
creep in a little bit into
exactly broke it, like, you know, you just kind of saw like different promos from different people, and they just hyped it up, right? It's kind of like the kickoff show, essentially, right? No, seriously, it was like kind of like a kickoff show.
I still like Sunday Night Heat better, but go ahead.
Right, but
yeah.
you know, they do discuss it. They preview the different matches and whatever.
Right.
And I used to get so jealous and like upset that I couldn't tune in to the pay-per-view. You know, I had to, again, like everyone knows, at the end of the show, log in on WWF.com with dial-up internet and get the results that way.
You know what I used to do?
What did you do?
I used to either try to watch it through the scrambler,
yeah,
or just let the audio go through the scrambler and just listen a little
Someone
bit.
told me, was like, why didn't you have illegal cable like everyone else?
After a while, I did.
I did it. My mom was just like, you know, goody two shoes, like, so I followed that. But like, yeah, we didn't have illegal cable, so that's what I had to do. I had to like suffer, and one of the reasons why I got so jealous or like disappointed that I couldn't watch the pay-per-views, because the builds to those pay-per-views were so good, just from video packaging and just different feuds that felt like real life.
Right. You believed it.
You believed it. Not, it had a lot to do, obviously, being young and just believing wrestling was quote unquote and naive, being quote unquote real.
Yeah.
But it's just the writing and everything just made it believable.
Right.
Right. And to fast forward to how 20 years later, me, you know, putting my age out there,
give or take,
I was so confused that this was a go home show.
And
you told me,
I texted you. I texted you. I was like, wait, this is like halfway through the show. I'm like, wait a minute, Hell in a Cell is this week?
My issue, we split up the brands a couple of years ago for this main reason, because there's just too much talent that they weren't getting
enough time.
Showcase and enough time. So for that matter, if that's the case, if you have two different brands to promote those two different matches and superstars, why are you promoting SmackDown matches on Raw? So essentially, and it wasn't like the video packages were a minute.
No.
They were a good few minutes.
Right.
So that time you took away from people that we love to see, such as everyone knows, go ahead, put it.
Boss time!
Sasha Banks, right? She's a prominent star on Raw. What happened to Boston Hug Connection? They got X'd out for the Bella Twins. Like, it's just too many inconsistencies and feuds or people that we're interested in that got left out for video packages.
Yeah, it definitely was a lackluster Raw. It would just seem like it was all over the place.
Like, they didn't care.
The only thing I probably thought was pretty funny is when Dean and Seth came back in regular T-shirt and it was like, what are you talking about? We're not the Shield. We're Dean and Seth.
Yeah.
That was the only, like, ha, 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 ha. Where's the crowd? But after that, it was just like, before and after, it was just like, what the heck? What is this?
Like,
it was just a waste of time.
I had an issue with the Shield coming out doing literally the same exact thing, that whole thing. This time, okay, you had the other superstars out,
had your weapons ready,
crowding the ring, but it didn't make sense. And then when we talked about it earlier before the show, and I was like, wait, what happened to Braun's briefcase? And it was
Corbin has it.
He has it. So I didn't get that he actually cashed it in already. So I guess that makes sense, because that's why the match is set. But I just assumed he was going to I don't know what I thought.
But it's just.
But it's stupid. Anybody else could have won the Money in the Bank briefcase, and they could have really done something. And you know that anytime anybody cashes in, there's a pop. Yeah. Well, we don't get that.
No, it's deaded. It's lackluster, like we said. Like you said, back in the day when I had the black box for the cable and I used to watch it. Like,
calling the cops, caught.
It's no. Can't catch me. Statute of limitations. but it's just like now it's why do I don't watch it? For example, you say the briefcase and I brought up the titles.
Classy, we got glass.
Right. We're
got
cling.
some coins. Ding.
But the Universal title and the IC title were not with the Shield when they came down through the crowd. It was not with them backstage
The
during the
IC
segment.
title's not even being defended at Hell in a Cell.
It's not being defended because they're going after the tag team title, which brought my argument from last week.
Yes.
And then the Universal title popped up at the end just as a prop. It wasn't. If you watch New Japan, they treat their titles with respect. Like, they don't even let them touch the ground. Like, that one time Kenny dropped it by mistake, and the whole crowd was like, oh. And he quickly picked it up and kissed it. Like,
Yeah.
That's prestige.
Because it meant something.
It means something. These titles just look like props now.
Yeah.
They're just being passed around or not on the show, and nobody cared. They're not main eventing.
Yeah.
And Raw was just that. Like, we have Chad Gable and Bobby Roode tag teaming out of nowhere. For what?
Because you don't know what to do with these superstars. So let's figure let's put them together as tag teams. And just, again, going back from last week, we discussed New Japan and Ring of Honor and all those boys
Bullet Club.
bridging the gap, and we'll talk about that later with the debate question that we have. But you have every opportunity in the world. Like, they're gaining on you. It might not be next year. It might not be 2 years from. It might not even be 5 years from now. I don't know. But when you see someone else taking your spot, like, or doing it better than you, for me, like, at my job, I'm not going to say what bank I work at. I obviously work at a bank. There's other competition, right?
Right.
And what do you do? If you see that there's competition, how do we set ourselves apart from the other
banks.
The other competition, the other banks, right? So we're going to put out more products. We're going to be more convenient. We're going to make sure we value customer service. Everything to just make sure, even though we're still here, let's stay up here and that the competition is down there.
Stay down there.
I don't know if it's because it goes back to once they acquired WCW and ECW, that was it. I don't know if it's because they're now they're older and maybe out of touch with what people want now. I just feel like, and I had this conversation with someone, like, wrestling can be mainstream again. I feel like it's coming back. Someone said that to me, that it's coming back.
Right.
And the WWE has they're handed it that they can do that, make it mainstream again.
They're going to Fox. Like, how more mainstream can you be?
Right, but how do you make it cool again? You see the way New Japan and Ring of Honor makes it cool. You have all the talent in the world, to make it popular and in and cool. Like, I don't have to. A couple of years ago, when I got back into watching wrestling,
right,
I used to call it my guilty pleasure because I was not ashamed, but kind of embarrassed, right? Because people will say, "You still watch?" I remember I used to watch that when I was a kid. I mean, people still say
wrestling?
that,
Yeah,
exactly. But not now as much as now. You get comments like, "Oh, I'm a wrestling fan," or "I don't mind wearing my wrestling shirt because it's edgy,"
right?
Or just whatever.
That's a dope Bullet Club.
That's
shit.
a dope, right? Like, we ran into what was this guy's name earlier?
I don't remember the name. John, I think.
John, if you're listening, shout out to you.
Thank
we ran into him and said, "Oh, I like it." People
yeah.
watch wrestling, but I feel like the WWE is not making it where let's bring in new fans or make it for us to, like, defend. Like, yeah, I still watch that.
Right.
And this episode of Raw, I don't know why I'm heated. Maybe because we had a drink.
No.
But it was
just like an insulting.
It was insulting. Yeah.
Like you said, John brought it up. John talks about how Raw has declined in viewership year after year after year, and they're not doing anything about it because what is out there for us to watch in their eyes?
And you have, not to pick on the Bella Twins, because I know everyone knows I'm not the biggest Bella Twins fan, and it has nothing to do with necessarily Nikki beating Ruby, but you spent all those weeks making Sasha and Bayley look quote-unquote weak, and Ember to a certain extent. As soon as the Bella Twins, and we all know the Bellas are not stronger than Sasha and Bayley.
Or Ember.
And damn sure not
better
than Ruby Riott. Ruby Riott is a beast in the ring.
Right.
And she lost?
And like I said, somebody that's consistently been on the show for the past, even though she was injured for like 2 or 3 weeks, She's been on the show the entire year.
Killing it.
And then the Bellas come out of nowhere. And then the Bellas come out of nowhere. And, they won their first couple of matches. Like,
it doesn't make sense. And I don't mind that the Bellas won, but make it make sense. So let's make wrestling great again.
Really? That's a lot we gotta go with?
I apologize.
But no.
Sorry.
But to your point,
Sorry.
why is Mick Foley refereeing this match between
You
Braun?
know what had me annoyed about that?
and
I was like, bro, I heard this not last year, 2 years ago, for Sasha and Charlotte's match in Hell in a Cell. Like, all right, we get it. You have like war scars,
right?
From
you made Hell in a Cell famous.
We get it. And the thing is, like, it resonates with older fans like us, but the newer generation, that doesn't mean anything to
They're
them.
looking at what?
What? Because for the past whatever years, WWE's been PG.
Right.
So nothing extreme or violent or graphic occur.
It doesn't go down.
Doesn't go down. So you can imagine all the fans or people that are casual watchers are just like,
okay,
who's this guy?
Right.
And that's unfortunate because Mick Foley is a legend. But it's, who's this guy?
Because, to be honest with you, his scene, just watching the flashback, and I was showing my cousin it because my cousin was in the room with me at the time, it still gave me goosebumps seeing Mick Foley going off the cage.
It was a dope match.
It was great.
It was a great time period, and
but
I
it's not
love
like that right
Mick,
now.
but it's
that's what makes me mad. It's like we're not getting that.
You're not gonna, and the fans nowadays are not going to appreciate like we appreciate it.
Right.
So I was like, yo, I heard this speech already. And Roman's been in a Hell in a Cell, right? Or at least in a steel cage match, and I believe, and Braun has.
He's been in a Hell in a Cell.
And Braun has too, so they know what they're up against. So it's not like, whereas it made sense for Charlotte and Sasha.
Right.
They're women, and the first time
ever
they're doing it.
Implement Mick. Okay.
Okay, I get it.
Cool.
You gonna do it again? Like, we didn't just see that a couple of years ago?
Insulting intelligence.
AOP looks like a joke. Drake Maverick looks
why is it like
silly.
Why? And this goes back to the whole 205 Live thing. If you're a face on 205 Live, when you come to Raw, you should be a face. If you're a heel on 205 Live, when you come to Raw, you should be a heel. Right. Why is a heel managing Bobby Lashley, and then a face is managing heels?
Doesn't make sense. It's like the inconsistency, and you had an issue with Leo Rush, who is a heel, partnering Bobby Lashley.
Right. It doesn't connect. It don't.
So
I'm done with Raw. I don't even want to.
That's it. I'm over it.
I don't want to do no more. Let's just get up and go. Bye.
Do you don't watch baseball like that, right?
I watch. I don't watch as I used to.
Last year, quick story, when the Yankees faced the Mets, and Todd Frazier, who's now actually on the Mets, hit a home run. There was a Mets fan that was like this.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing for you, Raw.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it so that we can have our screenshot, screen still.
Okay.
Wait.
5 seconds of
Sorry, I was looking at you. You were looking at the camera.
The 5 seconds of photography. Edge and Christian.
Okay, SmackDown.
My show SmackDown didn't do well either, in my opinion.
The fans thought.
Yeah, the people thought it was a good B plus. No, sorry, a B.
A B. Don't switch the grade.
Sorry, a B.
Okay.
It wasn't as bad as Raw because it had its moment.
Yeah.
Rusev Day versus The Bar to see who faced New Day in Hell in a Cell.
You got your wish.
Happy Rusev Day.
Happy Rusev Day, by the way. I'm sorry.
That's
why.
That's
so
why
rude. Forgot to tell
That's
you
why I wore it.
Okay, good
I'm
for
like,
you.
yes, they didn't go with The Bar.
I wore this because I'm taking it back old school. Bring me back to
the Attitude Aggression era.
Monday Night Wars. Go ahead.
Yeah, but again, it goes back to, but Rusev Day's been together for what? A couple of months. Not really a tag team. And they outsmarted The Bar, who's been a tag team for the past couple of years.
There's no consistency.
Well,
but what do you want though? You people can remember how you did that to me. You people. What was it, last week or 2 weeks ago? You were like, oh, The Bar. We seeing this. We need new tag teams.
And that's why I want Epico and Primo to win, or the Good Brothers to win, or Sanity to win, because these are new, fresh teams that have been together, has put in the work together to, have that potential.
Yeah.
Rusev Day, what? Like,
well, what did you think about Andrade and R-Truth?
It was a decent match. Like, I feel like R-Truth is very underrated.
Yes, I was talking to my homegirl Lena. Shout out to Lena when I was saying that R-Truth is very underrated. He's very athletic.
Yeah, he's very athletic. He seems like he's getting better in the ring every time he goes in.
And he's
there.
older. He's in his 40s.
He's in his 50s.
No.
He's in his 50s.
Really?
Double check, but I think he's in his 50s.
Needless to say, he's an older man.
Right.
So,
but that match between the two has been great. It was decent. Carmella coming out with R-Truth, joining in on the what's up.
Yeah, so I think she's face and Zelina, doing the Tranquilo. I was gonna say that mad American tranquilo pose. Tranquilo. You didn't get the chance to hear on Lillian Garcia's podcast,
No.
Chasing Glory? That's a very, very, very good podcast. She just talked about it was a special day because SmackDown happened on September 11th, and she lost her father during the attacks. So there was just a very touching podcast. I was listening to work. Maybe I shouldn't have said that out loud, but I was listening, during whatever I should have been doing, and I was like, let me keep the thug tears back because it was just a very good podcast and just super relatable. So I'm definitely happy that her dream is finally coming into fruition, and we'll get in a little bit more about Andrade and Zelina. So.
Right. R-Truth is actually 46. Sorry I put you in your 50s, but it's close.
And yet again, you say stuff that we have to fact check. Once we get big enough and we can pay someone else, we're gonna have on
quick moments to
pardon the interruption. You know how they have someone that fact checks.
Right.
Different
we gotta get one
for you mainly.
Okay.
So Maurice and Brie Bella main evented SmackDown. What did you think? I was like, this is the Divas are back. Let's bring the butterfly belt back.
Exactly. That's how I felt. Because it was like, you want to end the night off with this? It wasn't even a full match. Yeah. It ended in a DQ. It was a lot of fake pumps. This was how you wanted to end the night? You might as well have just let R-Truth and CN close out the night. Let R-Truth in back-to-back weeks.
And it goes back to what you said a couple of months ago. I think it was around, what's this pay-per-view we went to in Jersey?
Oh, Fastlane.
Yes. How they diminished the WWE Championship. Again, back in the day. Maybe we should title this episode.
Back in the day.
Back in the day, the WWE WWF Championship is the main prize.
Right.
That's the main event. That's how you typically close out a show. Would be that.
Right.
I don't have an issue with Maurice and Brie.
There's history there. We understand.
I'm all for women and them hopefully moving past the whole divas thing.
Right.
But
we got video package of Samoa Joe and AJ.
They didn't even show up on the show.
No.
So
dope video packages. They were dope. But come on.
Again, this is a personal feud.
Right.
And this is what we talked about with SmackDown a couple of weeks ago. What?
I'll get into it. I have something I want to say about that, but
don't forget it.
I'm not.
Okay. SmackDown had a lot of personal feuds. We have The Miz and Daniel Bryan. You have AJ and Samoa. You have Charlotte and Becky.
Right.
Those are all feuds that are personal. Even Jeff and Randy to a certain extent because that's history there.
Right.
Those are all personal feuds. And you didn't capitalize on that. The way you get relate to people is hit them what makes sense, what's real.
Make it real.
Right?
Right.
You definitely gonna go at some guy who's constantly attacking your family.
Exactly.
And this and that. That's
personal.
That. You feel that.
That's how the show should have ended. Especially a go home show.
Now I will say, you didn't put this here, but I will say, I definitely busted out laughing and was here for Becky in a black wig and glasses. Right. Attacking
that was
Charlotte.
Classic. That was a good heel move.
Did you see the guy that gave Charlotte a thumbs down and she still?
Yeah. I was like, nah, you fell for that one.
Right.
You fell for that.
And then
they don't want you.
Yeah. They. But what did you think? The two fans there, they had to be planted there.
Yeah, because they wasn't too shocked to see
Yeah.
Charlotte get pulled back.
Yeah.
They were just like,
Oh no.
yeah. The people around them was more so like,
Yeah.
they were just like, I'm pretty sure they. I'm pretty sure they're gonna. I'm pretty sure they're probably related to Becky or related to Charlotte or somebody in the back.
Or yeah, but
Nicholas.
yeah. But I thought I think that was the best for me, the best part of SmackDown. And on that note, I give SmackDown a D.
I give it a C minus.
Okay, I give it a D.
Yeah, it has some potential.
The potential was there, but I just felt again, and then with them doing video packages for Raw.
Yeah, they're trying to cross promote.
You don't have to cross promote. We know what it is. We watched Raw. We watched
Maybe
SmackDown.
Maybe they're afraid that people that watch SmackDown don't watch Raw, and people
That's
that
true.
watch Raw
I get that,
don't
but
watch SmackDown
that-
because they're definitely two different products.
That's true, but I just feel like it wasn't needed.
Yeah.
It was very lackluster on both of the shows. Hell in a Cell predictions.
Okay.
We're gonna have to breeze to it because
Yeah. It's just,
okay. Daniel and Bryan and Brie Bella versus The Miz and Maurice. What do you have?
I say Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella.
I say The Miz and Maurice.
Why?
To make this feud for us to still be interested, I think The Miz and Maurice still have to win. Because Daniel Bryan is so good at being the underdog and the comeback kid. If he one ups The Miz and Maurice, it's gonna be like we waited for this feud for so long. And again, it's super personal and we're invested into it. What better way than for us to be invested by, damn, I failed again. When I thought I really had this guy and I failed again in front of my wife, that's captivating.
I can see that.
Put me on creative. That was good.
The only reason I say Daniel Bryan and Brie is because I see it the opposite way. Miz has been getting upper hand on Daniel Bryan for the past couple of months. Mm-hmm. This is Daniel Bryan's time to like, aha, I got one up on you and drive Miz crazy and make Miz the aggressive now.
Yeah, but again, if we're gonna
just to make him like, all right, no, just by luck.
Because if the bigger picture, let's say it's the WWE Championship, whether it's SummerSlam or WrestleMania.
Sorry, I meant to say Survivor Series, but yeah.
wherever it's the bigger picture's at, and that, let's say that's the title. I feel the best way to do that is again, you can't beat me. I'm the one that got you onto the main roster. I shaped you out to who you are today. Blah blah blah. Still can't beat me. Can't even beat me in front of your wife.
Yeah, I can see that.
But it obviously can go either way.
Yeah, I'm just thinking from WWE side. They don't like to make a lot of logic. That's too much thinking for them.
Sign me. Jeff Hardy versus Randy Orton in a Hell in a Cell.
First of all, why is this in a Hell in a Cell?
The only reason why I feel like this is okay to be in Hell in a Cell because remember that post we had when Jeff did Whisper in the Wind on Umaga?
Yeah.
And it was a feud between, essentially Randy was involved in that. There's history there.
It was kind of in a steel cage match, right?
Honestly, what's the difference between a steel cage match? I know the steel cage is open, and
Hell in a Cell is more wide.
Yeah, and you have more room to like really do, but whatever.
I just don't see why this
it's
is
still a demonic structure.
I still don't see why this is Hell in a Cell. It's just a regular match. Ain't no titles on the line. It hasn't been that personal. It's been personal. It hasn't been that personal.
Yeah. I don't understand why, if this pay-per-view is called Hell in a Cell, why isn't most of the matches in Hell in a Cell? That's been my gripe for years.
Same thing with Extreme Rules.
But at least Extreme Rules at one point was extreme. Hell in a Cell, you didn't have all the matches
right
as in the Hell in a Cell. Oh, but who do you have?
I'll say Randy.
I say Randy too.
Go
ahead, what?
Just to sign off Jeff to go heal up somewhere.
Yeah, and that's what I was thinking. SmackDown Live Women's Championship, Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair.
If they do this right, it better be Becky.
But if this feud goes into Evolution,
they want the linger, then it's gonna go to Charlotte.
I think Charlotte might retain. I'm gonna go with Charlotte, and hopefully Becky overcomes.
Why isn't this in Hell in a Cell?
Maybe they still kind of turned off from when Sasha and her had that match.
Because of that one spot.
There was a couple of spots. Listen, I
I
thought it was stupid if that was the reason why Vince was annoyed with, I think, who was it, Sasha or whatever. I think that was stupid, but
it was just like we said 2 spots. It was one when she didn't go through the table.
Yeah.
And then the other one when she slipped off or something like that.
Yeah.
But it happens. This is not ballet.
Yeah.
In the words of JR.
Right.
This is not ballet.
First time women are doing it, and not to
Right.
say women are weaker than men, but in a physical standpoint,
This is the first time he did it.
you know, a woman's body is not going to crash through a table.
As much as a 230-pound guy.
Correct. And on top of that, how do you blame someone who's 100 and whatever pounds at the time have to break the table, but the person throwing that person didn't throw her hard enough?
Right.
You know what I mean? I would have liked to see it in Hell in a Cell, but maybe that's the reason why we're not seeing it in that.
That's just stupid. Raw Tag Team Championship: Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose versus Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre. Who do you say?
I'm hoping Dolph and Drew. Well, I think Dolph and Drew are going to retain, but I would like to see Seth and Dean win. I know you don't like that all the titles are with the Shield, but I feel like with stables, how do you show you're dominant? We're going to take all the titles.
Yeah, but it's not so much that it's all going to Shield, it's just that it's all into one storyline.
Okay.
Like the IC could have been, like you said, it could have been outside doing something else.
Which is not being defended.
Which is not being defended. Now it's just chilling in a tag team match in the corner next to Jody. JoJo. Like, I want to go Dolph and Drew just to carry on this thing. I don't see them giving Seth 2 titles. Yeah.
SmackDown Live Tag Team Championship, Rusev Day versus New Day.
New Day.
I'm going to go with Rusev Day.
I think this is where Rusev either turns on Homeboy or he turns on Rusev.
So the reason why I was thinking possibly Rusev Day winning, because it goes back to a couple of weeks ago when they said that the Bludgeon Brothers were supposed to retain because apparently Vince had big plans for them, which I don't know why. So out of touch, but yeah, so New Day wasn't supposed to be the ones that had this title. So,
but again, with the Bludgeon Brothers out, New Day is always hot. They gave them a new segment with, I don't remember what the guy they named the announcer. Yeah. Like, I see them pushing them a little bit more, like, towards the front.
Raw Women's Championship, Alexa Bliss versus Ronda Rousey.
Pass.
Product creative. Go ahead, talk about it. That was it. Oh, okay. No.
Don't do it.
There's a boom.
Oh, yeah. Ronda Rousey's gonna retain.
Obviously, I'm just annoyed how they think that how this is any type of believable. I don't know if that was correct grammar, but this wasn't believable in a sense. And then they try to put
injured ribs.
Bro, that kick.
Injured ribs.
I'm just like, yo, whatever at this point. And
where's Big E with the New York ribs again?
Right, exactly. Did you every week you step on my sneakers?
You're on my side. Sorry.
WWE Championships, Samoa Joe. Why is this not in the Hell in a Cell?
That was my point that I wanted to bring. Why is this not Hell in a Cell? Like, like I don't know when we started doing this. It is just hilarious. I don't know why.
You started it before we.
Where did I get that from? Like, I don't remember where I got this from. The Gun in the Wink. Some show I watched. Anyway, if you know what I'm talking about, please tell me. The Gun in the Wink. But I don't know why this is not in Hell in a Cell. Samoa Joe versus AJ Styles is that personal, and it would have made perfect sense for Samoa Joe to take the title at this point at Hell in a Cell. Yeah, and I think it would have been awesome for them. I could see them going top of the cage and doing something crazy. And really
doing something crazy because these two have had classic matches.
Right, they have the chemistry for this.
Who do you think is going to win?
I want to say AJ Styles, but something's telling me Samoa Joe might pull it out.
I'm going to go with AJ.
Because of 2K19?
Yes.
I mean,
when does it come out? In November or October?
I think October.
Well, they're moving really slow with these ratings.
The ratings are trash.
The ratings are super trash.
Like there was a whole discussion about it. Why is Shayna Baszler ranked the same as much as Adam Cole, but then Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly are like 70 something. Like,
yeah. I was talking to my friend about last year's ratings. Like, just they rate people not because of how good they are, but their push, and that's wrong.
That's wrong. It should be by your capabilities.
Exactly.
Because now I'm afraid to see what Ronda is. I'm afraid to see what Alexa Bliss is.
Exactly. Alexa Bliss was rated better than Sasha last year. So, yeah.
That's how much I don't pay. I gave up on 2K in terms of WWE. Universal Championship: Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns in
That's
the Hell in a
Cell.
Cell. Don't know why, but okay.
Roman's going to win just because I read last week that they plan on giving him a lengthy title reign. I don't care. I know I always tell you, well, you got to care if you're part of creative. What do you do to make this? The only thing that you can make slightly different is if you see the Shield get involved and Drew and Dolph get involved some way, somehow.
Cause havoc for Mick Foley.
Or something. So that's the only way I can see this match being lit.
Sidebar. Shout out to KO. Kevin Owens been trying to explain why he was helping Braun Strowman.
I forgot to mention that. That just doesn't, like...
He tried to save himself. He's not stupid.
Yeah.
He's like, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to save myself.
Yeah. And then just for the simple fact, but the real reason you came back was because of Bobby Lashley, because he
injured my friend.
What? Like, that wasn't you weren't thinking about that.
No, his real reason is because Baron Corbin told him he has he can do whatever he wants.
Correct, but then he also said the other reason why he came back was but you weren't thinking about that when Braun
was chasing you down.
Yeah, so whatever. So that's Hell in a Cell. How do you think that? Are you excited about it?
No.
Right.
I forgot it was this Sunday. My sister's having like a fun Sunday thing. I might be going to that instead of watching that.
Did you invite me?
I was waiting till after the show to tell you.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was. I was on to show you the flyer.
Hot topics.
You never believe anything I say.
Hot topics.
Do you want me to invite you? Are you gonna come? You want to skip Hell in a Cell? We can skip Hell in a Cell.
Oh, I don't like hanging out on Sundays. You know I don't, unless I have off. You know I'm old. Well, hot topics.
I mean, it's a Sunday fun day. It's an all day thing. You can leave around like 9, make it home by like 9:35, 40.
Hot topics. Raw.
Stop kicking me.
Raw's audience drops from 2.87 million viewers to 2.73 million viewers.
Monday Night Football.
That's another thing. So if you know that...
I just pushed another
Right.
nerve.
That's another thing. If you know that football's back, that's competition. I know most people are going to be watching football, but there's been controversy around just...
Yeah.
ratings in general with the NFL. So don't you think let's get in there some way somehow?
Right. Let's make this appealing to the people. Oh, by the way, if you hear a fan in the background, it's kind of hot in the studio.
Right.
So just
right. So that's why I'm passionate, but maybe talking loud will kind of hide
hide the propellers in the background.
Did you used to like talk or sing in the fan so you can hear your
yeah. Renee Young
got promoted to Raw's commentary full-time, replacing Coach.
So she could put money into the bank for that baby.
Anyway, so I feel that this, obviously, I think it's a
evolution
general ploy? No, just a general consensus that this is a good move. However, I don't like how it's starting. This is the second time she's been on the commentating team, and she barely speaks. I know it's not her fault. It's what Vince feeds them in their ear. But if we really want, this is a great milestone or accomplishment, not a milestone, accomplishment. Let her put her feedback in or have her participate.
What it is, first of all, I'm glad she's replacing Coachman because Coachman was not watching the product, and it was obvious.
Yeah.
I got tired of word of the hour.
Yeah. Right.
Because he would forget it and like, oh yeah, word of the hour, dude. It's like 8:45, about to go to the next hour. Like we don't need the word of the hour right now.
Right.
But I think with Renee is that she's so used to being quarterbacking.
Yeah.
In the announcer position, and with Michael Cole doing all the dominant talking, and then Corey Graves knows his role. She's still trying to figure it out. So she's just doing one-liners now.
I don't think she's trying to figure out because she's done it for. She's been on NXT.
But
right?
she was the lead. That's what I'm saying.
Correct, and I understand. But I get that, but I think it has a lot to do that with what Vince is feeding them in their ear.
Yeah, that's
the main thing.
I think it plays a part because it's kind of nerve-wracking having the boss in your ear.
I get it.
But I think she's just used to being the quarterback.
I get it, but we're so pro women, and yes, this is great. I'm happy for her because she is really good at what she does. But let her put her feedback in. Throughout the show, I'm just hearing Michael Cole and Graves and
one-liners from
exactly.
That's what I'm saying, one-liners. So she's like, I feel like she'll figure it out.
They'll figure it out. So I'm not putting this on her.
Yeah.
I'm not putting it on her. I don't think it's her. Vince McMahon has a meeting next week with MSG officials. About what?
Probably trying to find a way to sabotage Supercard next year.
Tell you.
Keep the back door open so we can run in and invade.
But remember, we had this debate
a couple
of months ago. You don't let your competition get through.
They in. Remember they tried to stop it, and then when they brought it up, they said stop. I said, well, Ring of Honor said they got their lawyers ready. They can't stop it. Paper's been signed.
Don't let your competition, especially when MSG and the WWE has such a rich history. You don't let people come in and take your spot.
Next up, Staples Center.
Little by little, man. Little by little.
WWE is still searching for access.
Could have maybe did it at MSG. Huh?
Venue.
Huh?
But they want a convention style.
I mean, there's
platform.
probably Jacob Jarvis. That's a convention center.
They're gonna probably do it. They're gonna try to do it there. I've seen that they was looking at some theater, but because it's as a theater, it's not gonna really work that well. So
how do you say theater? Theater or theater? I hate when people say theater.
Theater.
Okay, I thought you said theater.
No, theater.
Because when people say theater, and I'm just like, what is a theater?
A theater.
Theater.
Yeah. A theater eater.
Okay.
No?
You thought that was funny.
I did. Where's my
So yeah, but I know they were looking more of a convention type, but again, I'm just trying to find a way that MSG could have been used some way, somehow. Hall of Fame probably would have been the way to go.
Maybe that's what he's meeting with them about. Maybe probably doing Hall of Fame over there.
Hopefully. You got to use it some way, somehow.
You have to.
Especially if The Rock. Imagine The Rock finally goes into the Hall of Fame.
No, they're saving that for Miami.
When are they going back to Miami?
You never know. But they're saving that for Miami. They're going to go back to Miami.
Speaking of Mr. McMahon, he is super big on Andrade Cien Almas and Zelina Vega. It's great news. Right?
Yep.
But every week, everyone constantly give them their praises. Zelina's amazing on the mic. They just have they have great chemistry together.
Cien is awesome in the ring.
Yep, and he makes a lot of people look good. So this is great news. I just hope they don't do anything to mess them up.
Well, they think about letting them win the Royal Rumble, so that's that means guaranteed WrestleMania main event.
That's fine. Main event.
Guaranteed WrestleMania title match.
Okay. but, and then it just goes back down to, again, my gripe with the E.
The
E. Okay, you won the Royal Rumble, but both Royal Rumble winners this year are doing absolutely nothing and lost their title shots for, so. I
mean, it is Knuckle America now, but the other one is acting like she can't understand English properly, so. It's just terrible booking. Here goes your daughter, heading over to Performance Center. The Rock's daughter.
Can you get that on a soundboard?
Okay. The Rock's daughter is heading down. Well, she's currently at the Performance Center.
I could never do the eyebrow.
I can't either.
Kind of some. Your eye looks weird. Don't do that again. Go ahead. Continue. Don't, please. Please.
No, but his daughter is training down at the Performance Center. I think this is very interesting. That means she's a step closer to really making this happen. If she makes it through this next couple of months, don't be surprised to see her at NXT. by next year.
She's 15, 16?
No.
Yes, she is.
She's 16?
15, 16, yeah.
Why? She's
Or
in a
17,
performance
more or
center.
less,
Isn't there like labor laws against this kind of
I don't know,
stuff?
but she actually is very young. She's not.
I thought she was like 19, 20. No?
Did I put.
Fact check?
Hold on 1 second.
We gotta get a
Let's-
soundboard.
we'll-
Fact check. Fact check.
Right. We'll skip a couple of other facts real quick and jump into Naya since that's the family thing.
Where's Naya?
It's right after that, the next topic.
Reason for Naya's Jack hasn't been on Raw is due to an injury to her leg. She's been doing physical therapy at the performance center. So she's down there with her cousin working out.
She just turned 17.
She just turned
See?
17.
Yeah, so she's, yeah.
When's her birthday?
August 14th. So like I said, I thought she was 15, 16. She just turned 17.
So yeah, don't be surprised if you don't see her in NXT next year. Like I can see them
next year. Wow.
I can see them making Rock and his wife, well not his wife, with the mother of this daughter, sign the paperwork to let her start early.
And he's all on board, so it
Right,
just makes sense. But yeah, Nia Jax is currently recovering from, I guess, a leg injury. I wonder how bad it was.
Yeah, I don't think
Because
it couldn't have been that bad because she still worked a couple of shows, no?
No, she hasn't. She hasn't been on tour. She hasn't been on Raw.
Well, she disappeared after she had that match with Alexa Bliss for her
And
rematch.
it's probably because her leg.
That's what I'm saying. She had that one more match. It couldn't have been that bad if she had that one more match.
It was probably after that.
You think Bliss hurt her?
I mean,
Or do you think it was something lingering and she just decided to carry it
maybe
out?
so. It could be something that's lingering, but basically, with that said, she's been out for a while. So I wonder when they plan on bringing her back.
Speaking of, WWE is looking for new talent. According to PW Insider, Elite's Mike Johnson, WWE is casting a wide net. And they're looking for talent from different promotions.
Such as MLW and Lucha Underground. They feel that since obviously they're coming into a lot of money, especially into next year, that this will help the company and that the roster being jam-packed is a good idea. Exactly. And we didn't talk about NXT because there wasn't really much to talk about, but I feel like even NXT is kind of just very stagnant right now, just because right now there aren't any consistent feuds. I don't think so. One minute you have this person on the show, the next person you don't have this person on the show. And I just remember watching NXT before. You had the few people that you knew were going to be on the show, and and feuds that we wound up being invested and gravitate to. I really don't know what's going on. Kyrie won the championship, but
hasn't been back in a while.
Shayna came back mad randomly. Yes, she has a rematch, but when a lot of times when people get called up, they still come back to have that rematch, right? So Bianca Belair, there's a little thing going on with her and Nikki, but Bianca's the graphic that the WWE put up yesterday. She's 8-0.
Yeah, I think it's more so with NXT.
Why is she not going after the title? Sorry.
I think more so with NXT. What happened was that what happened was that after they had a lot of call-ups, every time they had a call-up, it was like a gap. So I think now that they're trying to shift who they push at what times to help fill in the gap in case somebody gets called up, you still have somebody familiar on your screen.
Yeah, but with
your champions, it should be
even
different.
when there were people who were called up, there was still someone left behind to
right. They don't want to
bridge that gap, to make that connection. So, for example, with the women's championship, Paige won it, right? Then eventually Paige went up. Charlotte was next to take over,
right?
And then Sasha got it from Charlotte, but they all came up together, and then Bayley.
They left Bayley behind, and
then Asuka. So there was someone left behind to continue. So there was feuds that they were surrounding the main titles and what have you. So when those people got called up, the show continued.
Yeah, I think what happened, they don't want to depend too much on one person, because the Bayley experiment didn't really work. Only because it didn't work.
What experiment?
In terms of when Bayley was down there by herself, there was nobody really on her level until they had to rebuild up Asuka on the side. Bayley wasn't on the show every week.
Yeah.
They had to build up Asuka on the side to make Asuka take Bayley's spot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's what they're trying to avoid from happening.
But even in that sense, though, you still had whoever was I can't recall who was the champion at the time for the men, and then you had the tag
Finn.
team. Like, yeah, so there's like a lot of things that are missing right now. So at least, okay, if you had to build up a woman competitor, a superstar, at least you had the other pieces of the show still working. This is just, it just seems like everything is just, who do we have?
You know why? They have a lot of talent that they're not using, so why are you still scouting for more talent?
So that's what I'm saying. So this is why I have an issue with that.
And to go back to your point, this is where I think that you could use an extra hour because NXT
definitely needs 2 hours.
Because NXT is only an hour every Wednesday.
And the crazy thing is you have control of it since it's your network. Now, I don't know what, in regards to Full Sail, what's their thing is.
But the thing is that they record everything on one day. Like, they record at least 2-3 months worth of things on a Thursday.
Yeah.
Or maybe Thursday, Friday.
Yeah.
So,
what did you think about the Mae Young Classic, speaking of Full Sail? We didn't really talk about that. We saw the first episode of the second season.
It was decent. Like I said, a couple people stood out to me. Lacey Lane stood out to me.
Lacey Lane.
The woman she was fighting against.
I didn't really care for her, but
I see she has potential. She's not there yet, but she has a lot of potential.
What's this girl? Something
Tegan?
Kelly? No, not Tegan.
Oh, Killer Kelly.
Yeah, like I found it strange that
Her name is Killer Kelly.
No, that her inspiration is Kane. Because you always hear the top people being someone's inspiration or a woman being someone's inspiration. But she said Kane was who inspired her. And I wanted to see that in her character, but I didn't see any glimpse of Kane.
No. Killer Kane. Oh, Killer Kane. Killer Kelly's definitely a different person. I've seen her during the UK event that they had a couple of months ago. She's pretty dope. But yeah, I think the Mae Young Classic starting off to be pretty good.
It's kind of bittersweet seeing Tegan. She won, right? But obviously we know from
Later
the
on,
recording she's going to get injured.
Right.
So, and the funny thing is I was watching the show and I was trying to Google to see if there was any update. There hasn't been any update in regards to what happened to her. Like, did she tear her ACL or what? But no one's...
They're keeping it quiet. And probably WWE's not going to talk about it because it's not their personal wrestler kind of situation. Maybe they're trying to wait till the time for the episode to come up, then talk about it.
Apparently she was supposed to win.
Allegedly.
Okay, apparently she was supposed to win.
I know, that's why I said allegedly.
All right, apparently.
The people that's in the finals now is who I saw was in the finals from the beginning.
Speaking of women Mae Young Classic, the League Evolution card. So we don't know if someone was trolling or if this is actually true. But this caused a lot of controversy and a lot of people to be frustrated with everything that's leaked. We're not going to go over the in its entirety, but how did you feel?
It's stupid. Like, to me, it was just the way they put this card together. Like, Sasha and Bailey is in a 6-women's tag with Ivory. And then in the tag team titles match is
Kelly and Alicia Fox.
Kelly and Alicia Fox.
And
Beth Phoenix and Natalya.
Right.
Like, what? You have a team that you've been building, and then you're like, no, we'll put you in a 6-tag with Ivory.
By the way, their shirt on the WWE shop sold out. I was mad. I wanted that shirt.
But yeah, you have them in a 6-woman tag, and then you have some randos inside the tag team title match. This card is bogus. It's not real. I don't believe it.
And then I'm starting, when I actually break it apart and look at it, why are we seeing Asuka versus Ember Moon again? One, they're on 2 different brands.
Right.
So how are we even seeing them?
And they already settled that feud. Asuka won.
And Kyrie versus the winner of the Battle Royal
of NXT.
But when you look at the Battle Royal from, they mention it, they didn't specify that this was an NXT Battle Royal. They just said it was a 20-women Battle Royal. So now what if someone like whoever wins, that's not an NXT? So I'm starting to believe this is not real.
It's not real.
Because it can't be. Because, again, this is not what I wanted for Evolution. I said I knew this was gonna happen.
We both said it.
Basically,
don't tease us, and they teased us, and they let us down.
Because then what happens next year for Evolution if we have an Evolution pay-per-view? What are you gonna do? It
How-
should have been building up feuds. People like Dana Brooke is not even mentioned on here. So it's like people like Dana Brooke and Alicia Fox that been in the background and just have a gripe with everything.
Right.
Should be the ones that coming together and wanting to be a tag team.
Right.
I said that.
Like I said, I don't
I said that. Go ahead.
I don't think this card is real.
Imagine it's real and I paid all this money for
Nah.
ramp. I'm gonna be annoyed.
I still ain't buy my ticket yet. I'm still like, I'm gonna go because obviously we have plans for Evolution, but
That's the first ever women's paper.
yeah, that too. And it's just like,
I'm not hype about it.
I'm not.
I'm
To be
not.
honest with you, depending on the card, depends where I'm gonna sit. If it's a dope card,
Yeah.
I want to be on the floor where I can be a part of the excitement, like being in ambiance. If it's like,
Yeah.
I'll get wherever I get. Wherever.
My friend thought it was funny when I kept doing this to you.
Yeah. And then I did the Waka Flocka.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
But yeah, Evolution card, fake. Moving on.
So to end off our show, our lovely show, our debate question: do you see WWE losing its control on the wrestling industry, and could we possibly see a war situation with the other promotions, kind of like Monday Night Wars? Go.
I see WWE is losing control, not as much as everybody's expecting. Like, oh my God, it's losing gripe. No, it's slowly build, especially with New Japan. And like I keep saying, Mark Cuban has money inside New Japan, broadcasting on his channels. So when Mark Cuban is ready to pull the trigger on this, Mark Cuban's gonna pull the trigger on this. And when he pulls the trigger,
It's gonna be Ted Turner, basically.
yes, exactly. Because I'm pretty sure he has almost as much money as Vince, if it's not neck and neck.
His money's long like Vince.
Right. So he has the money and the resources to put into this and make it a real thing with New Japan and Ring of Honor. So WWE has to be very, very careful of how they move in the next couple of years because they have somebody tiptoeing behind them. And Mark Cuban money and his influence with celebrities, especially in the NBA, is going to be major in this aspect. So you don't want to lose that. And he has his own channel, a couple of channels. And he's in a couple of shows. He's well known, probably more than Vince. So if he put his name on something, his face on something, just like he does on Shark Tank, it's going to go. So they need to be very, very careful. I know I'm talking about more on Mark Cuban than New Japan and Ring of Honor.
But there's a correlation to that.
Right.
I get it.
He's the money behind it. He's the reason why they're coming to Long Beach. He's the reason why they're having, he's trying to make it live on Fridays. Like, so, and it's working for them on a Friday, which WWE has failed at. So it just shows people are looking for something else already.
Right.
And we already know New Japan's product is.
On point. Yeah.
So that's my point. What do you think?
I agree 1,000%. From jump, when I see non WWE shirts trickling and scattered in the arena, that's a problem for me. Because if I'm I don't have any experience as being owning a company or what have you. But for me, if I see someone wearing the competition, I'm not going to kick them out because obviously they paid their money.
Right.
But how do I change that? How can I make it an incentive for the fan? Hey, I'll give you a WWE shop gift card or something. I don't know. Something where so you're not seen on TV with that shirt on. When you went to All In, did you see any WWE shirts?
And this is one point I was going to get to. At All In, it was all Bullet Club.
It was all Bullet Club.
Or New Japan or whatever.
Or old school.
It might be old school WWF.
Yeah.
But the current ones was AJ and Finn, which are Bullet Club.
Exactly. I was gonna say, I saw a current one was OGBC.
Right.
It's a current WWE shirt, but that's obviously Finn Balor because Bullet Club.
Right.
Okay. So the competition is doing a great job by not showcasing your merchandise, right? But some way, somehow and you guys are,
Right.
national TV.
Every week.
Every week. There's no reason why I see at least 10, 20 on the TV side Bullet Club
Ringside.
shirt.
Ringside.
Ringside shirts. It's, so I agree in the sense of where, no, it's not going to happen tomorrow. It's not going to happen next year. It may not even happen a couple of years from now. But they're right behind them.
Yeah.
If I see another Banks pen in there, in where I work, I'm gonna tell you, what you do with that? I'm gonna give you our pen.
Right.
I'm not gonna let you promote another company and what they're doing.
Yeah, my branch. No, and two things she said. One, it's not that they made a good job of not showing WWE shirts on their TV. It was just not in a crowd.
And that's what I meant by that was that you done such a good job by putting on a good show and us being invested into these characters. Why am I gonna wear someone else's shirt?
The only other shirt that I did see that was WWE. Now that I think about it, was Johnny Gargano, but he's an indie lover, so
yeah,
it's understandable. It's understandable.
Yeah,
but that entire crowd, as soon as you walk in, it was just Bullet Club. You know how you see somebody with Bullet Club, you too sweet to them?
Yeah.
Nobody too sweet to each other too much because it was too many. It was just like, we
know what it is.
We're here for the meeting.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's go to church and find out what's going on.
I had this conversation when I tweeted my frustrations about Raw and how it was such a lackluster show, and someone said, I wish I can find the actual tweet, but basically said that you're silly if you think that New Japan is going to catch up to WWE.
I see that so much.
And I said that's the same mentality. I said this to you earlier before we did the show. It's the same mentality BlackBerry had. Apple's not gonna come up on us, right?
Or Apple laptops not gonna, Mac's not gonna go nowhere.
We're not even with Windows, right?
Right. Windows is everything. We don't. What?
Now
Apple.
you see more and more. Look,
Apple's taking over the world. I already said this.
You know what I mean? Like, it's very rare nowadays that you see Windows being used.
Right.
Right. Apple is more and more replacing certain products. Right. But it's that mentality. They're not gonna. What are they gonna do? Okay. And then competition comes up with something innovating, and then now you're like extinct. Right? So, yes, I understand 1,000%. You understand. I think everyone understands that New Japan Ring of Honor isn't going to
do it overnight.
But it's happening.
The sun rises and then comes up again.
Good job.
You like that, right?
Yes, good job.
It doesn't happen overnight, but it does rise. Don't be the Wiz. Remember, nobody beats the Wiz. Somebody did.
And where's the Wiz at, right?
Best Buy beat the Wiz. So.
Toys R Us it just closed down, right? Because Amazon took over. A lot of businesses are getting hurt because of Amazon. Don't underestimate your competition. And when it comes down to it, it's them being out of touch.
Yeah.
Him.
Him,
but if you have a whole bunch of yes men, it's them. It's them. I can say to you, we'll talk about it later. But if you surround yourself with a lot of people that think like-minded and think the same way, that's just going to be the opinion that dominates.
But that's what
he
likes, though.
That's like-minded. That's what that means.
That's what he likes around him. Because when they talk about once Vince say something, it's Bible throughout the rest of the company.
Yes, and exactly. So those are yes men, and they agree. So again, they as a unit are out of touch, right? They're out of touch. With certain things aren't working. Whether it's just with merchandise, which you should just everything with the product isn't working. And I'm always gonna be a WWE fan. That's just what I relate to in regards to my childhood, and I'm always rooting for them. My favorite wrestler is still currently on there, so I have some type of.
You never forget your first love.
Exactly.
Exactly. Never forget
Even though your first love might put you through some changes, and then there's someone else that looks kind of attractive,
right?
And you want him to holler at you,
right? You never forget your first.
But your first love or your ex is still just.
You never forget him.
You don't forget him.
But then eventually you do move on. And I never forget my first love.
And then you think back, well, remember when I used to deal with this person? What was I thinking?
Oh man!
And on that note. That's our show.
Yeah. Make sure you go ahead.
That was a good show.
It was a good show.
Very passionate.
Yeah.
Maybe we should drink a little bit more before the show.
We gotta find a sponsor first. Make sure you click on the links
Before
for the
the
WWE
show?
shop. Give us some coins
about?
so we could fund this next Evolution plan that we have. Because we have a nice plan for Evolution. We just gotta make sure the money's right for it. So click on the links in the bio. And our bios on the Instagram at The Mixed Tag Show. You can hit us up on our personals at
Miss Jenna Baby, BAYBEE.
or at Blue Magic Grind, spelled how it sound. Am I missing anything?
No.
Shout out to the winners, JR
Ortiz
20 on winning the t-shirt. Let us know which ones you want. We'll hit you up in your DMs. And on that note,
don't forget our giveaway that we still have going on for this month. And yeah, just look out for other projects and stuff that we have. So
that's it.
That's it. Yeah.
It's the Mixed Tag Show. Mixed Tag Show. With Jenna and Blue. Damn.